With season 2 just around the corner, here's a quick recap of all that happened in season 1 of the Apothecary Diaries.
Maomao.
The Apothecary Diaries centers on Maomao, a sharp-minded young woman living a simple yet fulfilling life in the bustling red light district. Raised by her father as an apothecary, she honed her skills in medicine, poisons, and herbal remedies. Her world is upended when she is kidnapped while foraging for herbs and sold into being a maid at the Emperor's royal harem. Despite the shocking change in her circumstance, Maomao quickly accepts her new reality and focuses on her duty as a maid while keeping her talents under wraps.
You know what? This is the perfect time to take a break. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Enjoy.
Her hidden talents come to light when the baby of one of the king's concubines in the harem mysteriously falls ill. Maomao secretly diagnoses the conditions and leaves an anonymous note detailing a cure saving the child's life. Grateful, the concubine requests Jinshi, the elegant and enigmatic head eunuch, to find who wrote the note, uncovering the identity of the mysterious savior. He devised a plan, where he invited all the maids into a room and tested them with a text, with only Maomao reacting to the message. He knew she had to be the one he was looking for. Jinshi introduces Maomao to the king's consort, who quizzes her on her medical knowledge. Maomao's sharp and straightforward answers won her the position of the consort's personal maid. From this point onwards, her life became a whirlwind of investigations and palace intrigue. Jinshi tasks Maomao with uncovering the causes of mysterious poisoning among the palace soldiers. Using her vast knowledge of toxicology, she determines the culprit and ensures a preventative measure. Her abilities to solve these crises earn her both admiration and enemies within the palace.
It always bothered me how she managed to climb to the top, so I decided to do a thorough investigation.
One of the more peculiar cases involves a concubine claiming to suffer from ghost walker sickness, an ailment causing her to sleepwalk through the palace. Maomao discovers that the condition was a ruse orchestrated by the concubine to leave the harem and marry her lover. Her compassionate handling of the situation helps the concubine achieve her dreams without exposing her secret.
This is poison.
However, during the banquet, Maomao's sharp senses detect poison in one of the dishes. Her investigation reveals a plot involving the young concubine's food taster, who was coerced and bullied by her maids, tampering with her meals. The stakes were raised when the emperor orders Maomao to oversee the health of one of the 4 concubines, which she skillfully nursed back to health.
The concubine's makeup. Are you the one in charge of it? Yes, I am. I see.
Events of the banquet, Maomao briefly returns home back to her roots in the red light districts and reunites with her father, a man burdened by a tragic and complex past. A once renowned harem doctor and eunuch, her father was falsely accused of causing the death of the emperor's firstborn son by administering honey, a substance which Prince was fatally allergic to. This wrongful accusation led to his exile from the palace, forcing him to rebuild his life as a healer in the red light district. Despite the hardships, he raised Maomao with care, passing on his vast knowledge of herbs, poisons, and medicine.
Despite that, I took the most important thing to her. I'm guilty. He's gone because of me!
Only for us to find out that the real culprit was a lady-in-waiting, essentially the head maid serving one of the 4 concubines, who was still riddled by guilt for her part in killing the prince. The maid is ultimately sentenced to execution for her crime, specifically her plot in poisoning one of the 4 concubines was discovered, bringing a measure of justice to the situation and closure to Maomao's father's story.
But these names, they were not so blessed. 80 out of 2,000 on staff.
We could conceal this should you wish.
After the maid was executed, a thorough search was done on her and her family's background, and everyone they associated with lost their jobs, positions, and assets, including all the maids in the palace who got there by connections with her family. This left Jinshi with quite the dilemma when he discovered that the kidnappers that sold Maomao to the palace had connections with the maid's family. As such, Maomao found herself on the chopping block to be among the maids that will be fired.
You know, you look so much better without freckles.
After Maomao was let go by Jinshi because he didn't want her to despise him if he ever found out that he removed her from the list, which would allow her to go home, he was inconsolable. While in the red light district, Maomao found new employment.
What's his deal? May I join you, Master Jinshi?
After being dismissed from the palace, Maomao began a new chapter in her life, traveling and working with the women from the Vermilion house in the red light district. Her path crosses with Jinshi once more on her first outing. He decides to buy her and hire her to assist with matters of the outer palace. Together they solve mysteries, navigate political plots, and uncover hidden truths, including the revelation of Maomao's biological father as a prominent figure who left her mother for his ambitions.
From the day I was born, I couldn't differentiate between humans. I couldn't even tell men and women apart.
Instead of faces, try differentiating people based on their voices, behavior, and build.
I continued my winning streak in both work and play, until eventually I followed my colleagues to a brothel to challenge a celebrated courtesan. Amid a world of black and white, she was different.
We discovered the story behind Maomao's conception and how the pregnancy was supposed to lower the value of the aura that her biological father loved for him to buy her. But things don't always go as planned, with the aura and fallen stick feeling neglected after she got pregnant and he was nowhere to be seen. But their love story ends with a kind of happy ending when he came back years later and bought her despite her sickness.
Well then, would my word be sufficient? You have hurt her. At any rate, why don't you do as the young lady desires and kindly step aside?
Maomao's journey takes a dangerous turn when she uncovers a plot to assassinate a high-ranking official during a ceremony. Her investigations reveal not only the attack but also a shocking truth of Jinshi secretly being the emperor's son. Despite the risks, Maomao's quick thinking ends the assassination attempt, cementing her role as an invaluable ally to Jinshi, and potentially something more as has been hinted at throughout the first season. But yeah, that's the first season of Apothecary Diaries. Season 2 drops January 10th. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Bones out.